self-directed 401k, right? So that's like pretty much similar to like 401ks or 401bs or whatever. Yeah, if you work for the cities or whatever, right? So it's pretty much a plan that is you can set up if you have a business, right? If you're self-employed. I guess you don't have to be self-employed. I'm pretty sure you might be able to, like if you have a side business, you might be able to have one. Anyway, it's pretty cool. You pretty much can invest in whatever you want, right? Well, not whatever you want, but you can invest in like real estate. You can invest in like commercial stuff, residential stuff. You can invest in notes. You can do land. I think you can even do Bitcoin, which is pretty sweet. So there's some things that you can invest in, right? So you can't buy like collectibles like art or like antiques or stuff like that. And you can't invest the money with anyone in your family, right? So it can't be like anyone that's like at arm's length is what they call it. So no family, or I guess you could probably do it with friends, but no family, like no blood relatives, right? So no kids, no parents, none of that. And then you also can't invest into a company that you have any ownership stake of, right? So that's why I invested mine into an apartment syndication, right? And I guess how I was able to do that was I pretty much took my 401, so the first job I had in engineering, I had a 401k, and then I didn't know any better. But instead of rolling it over in my new one, that was just a pain in the ass. So I didn't do that. It was easier to just convert it into like some IRA thing. So I converted into an IRA, and it's somewhere in whatever. I guess it grew, so that was sweet. But and then my new job, I had a 401k, and when I left, I could either keep it, and I don't know if I could keep it in that 401k or throw it over into like an IRA or something, but I don't want to do any of that because I don't want my money in the market. I wanted my money where I could control it somewhat. So I was able to take the IRA and that 401k from my old job and I'll put it into this self-directed 401k. And from there, I did hard money loans, and those were a lot of work. So I'd rather just do a syndication because it's simpler. And yeah, so that is what a self-directed 401k is. There's like custodians, there's different kinds of them, right? So you can have one that you have full control of, and that's what I have. And it's really sweet. So they set this thing up for you. CPA usually does it. That's, familiar with this stuff. They set it up for you. You transfer all your money into a bank account that's specifically made for that account. And you can wire funds or have a checkbook and whatever to invest in the different things that you want to invest. And then obviously all the money you get off of that investment goes right back into the account. And I think there's a limit. You don't have to do like claim taxes on it or do any of that stuff up until you get to like 250K, but it's good to always do the taxes on it, or not do the taxes, but like whatever the CPA called it. So that way you have proof of where that money went, what it was used for, and what return you got on it, just to make sure that you're following all the guidelines they have, right? So that's what I did with mine. It worked out great. And like I was saying, sorry, you can have different ones that there's like a custodian almost where they manage it for you, right? So same thing is my plan, but you don't have as much control of it, which I guess could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, right? It's a good thing because someone double checks everything that you invest in to make sure that you're not investing into something that you're not allowed to invest in. And then if they find out that you invested into something you're not allowed to put those funds towards, then there's some penalty, right? That's pretty big, so you want to try to avoid that. But and I think that those are like the two main kinds I wanted. I just wanted one that I could have full control over, and I could do whatever I want with it, because I knew the rules and I would stay within those rules, right? So if you have any questions, I can, if you're interested in setting one up, I actually know two people that do them, both of the different options, right? So it works out great for me, right? You can just invest the money in a syndication and then just let it grow there. You just go there and deposit checks into this bank account, and obviously you can't use the money to like buy yourself anything, right? It's like 401k, you can't touch it, right? You can't buy a car or a boat or a house or any of that shit with it. I mean, you could, but there's penalties, right? So that's the whole benefit of it, because all the money that goes in there is, you don't pay taxes on it, right? So all the gains that you would, let's say you invested 50K and in a year you made 50K on that 50K. So you got 100K back. If you were not doing it in the self-directed 401k, you'd be paying taxes on that 50K. This way, it just goes in there and now you have 100K and you got 100K instead of 50K to invest. So hopefully this made sense. I don't think I did a very good job explaining, but those are kind of like the cliff notes, and there's a lot of different information on it online. I did a bunch of research before I did mine, so hope you have a great day. Bye.